Hey everyone, welcome back to Ormsby Farm. My name is Casey. So on today's video, with Thanksgiving being, well, I guess tomorrow by the time this video comes out, I wanted to do a Thanksgiving Q&A where I answered some of the questions that y'all have asked on my Thanksgiving videos from this year and from last year. So, all of the questions will be answered. If your question was not answered, I tried to pick most of the common ones. Leave it again in the comment box here on this video, and I'll try to answer it there as well. So, if Q&As interest you, stick around.
I'm coming home.
Alrighty, so one of the first questions that I'm going to answer is on my how to defrost your turkey video. I'm going to leave the thumbnail here somewhere. I was really excited to do that video because I really do enjoy the brine that I brine my turkey in. And we do it every year. I've done it probably for the past 3 or 4 years. It has worked out great. But one of the questions is, do I brine it frozen? Yes. In the video, I do brine it frozen. I put it in a turkey bag and I do the brine while the turkey is defrosting. Now, I'm gonna leave a chart right up here on your pounds of turkey when you should take it out of the freezer. Leanne over at the Mennonite Farmhouse put out a great kind of picture thing that said that poundage, so I'll probably use that one, so it will be right here. But yes, to answer the question, yes, I do brine it while it's still frozen. I do it in a turkey bag, and it seems to work beautifully every time. Never had a problem. Does the bag leak when I do it frozen? Because I mean, it's true. When it defrosts, there's more water than what it starts with. But no, it has never leaked. I usually still put it on a pan or some type of tray before it goes into my refrigerator to defrost. But I make sure that I always use a brine bag. Now, I usually get those after Thanksgiving for the next year because that's when they're super on sale. And you know I'm a cheap. But I will kind of leave a picture here of what those bags look like. And I will make sure to put one in our Amazon store so you can pick them up because I'm sure they'll be on sale there too. But no, the bag doesn't leak. Now, I have not tried it with any other bag besides a brine bag, so I can't speak for that. But I use a brine bag and no, it has never leaked since I've been doing it. The next couple of questions are on my air fryer sausage ball video. I'm gonna leave the thumbnail right here. Now, I was actually surprised how well that video has done. I guess everyone's a bunch of fat fads like me and love some sausage balls. That's where I've gotten a lot of questions. A lot of the questions were relatively the same, so I kind of have combined them. But one of them was, do you cook them before you freeze them? No. You can freeze them after you've cooked them, but what I do is I like to pre-make. So I like to go ahead and make them, roll them into the balls, and then flash freeze, and then I can put them into a gallon freezer bag whenever I want them and I want to pull them out. So I freeze them still raw, but if there are leftover sausage balls, which P.S. there's never leftover sausage balls, you can freeze the cooked ones too. They're very universal. They're very easy to do. You can pull them out when you have friends from church or dinner parties and have it as like a little appetizer. I love it. I do it all the time. I have done it with multiple types of ground pork, so they all taste the same. Our sausage ball recipe is actually in our volume 1 of our family's cookbook. I'll leave the picture here. And you can get that on Etsy, and the link is in the description box for that. Another question that I get is, how long do they last in the freezer? Well, at our homestead, a week, because they're gone. But if you don't touch them, up to 6 months, they'll be good. They'll go longer, but the flavor of it, because the freezer burnt, because you're not vacuum sealing, you're not doing any of that. kind of diminishes after 6 months. So I would say 6 months in the freezer, but again, at our homestead, they don't last that long. So I can't really validate how long they last. The next questions come from one of my newer videos, which was our cheesy squash casserole. I'll leave the thumbnail right here. And one of the big questions that I got, or that I get, is, Casey, why do you always use frozen veggies? Well, let me tell you, our garden did amazing this year. And I didn't can a lot of my squash and zucchini, only because I like to use it for stir fries and for casseroles and other stuff like that. So I freeze it. And listen, it tastes just the same. I've even noticed that the frozen zucchini and squash, even the frozen asparagus, when I do the air fryer veggies, it crisps them up more. It makes them crispier and more chippy kind of flavor. So I always do mine frozen. It doesn't mess up your recipe. The water, the moisture is going to cook out anyways. It's easier, it's quick. I'm able to prep a lot of diced squash and freeze it and put it in the freezer. And then when I need it for these type of recipes, I'm able to pull it out, scoop it, and use it. So yeah, that's why I use frozen veggies, because I want to. Another question that I got on that video was, what was that pie that was right next to the cheesy squash casserole? That was a buttermilk pie. It's very Southern. It is so delicious. And I do it from all freeze-dried powder stuff. If you want to see a video on that, make sure you thumbs up this video and leave it in a comment that you want to see it. If you've had buttermilk pie, leave that in a comment too, because I love me some buttermilk pie. And because of the buttermilk pie, I'll go into the last set of questions that I got on one of my more recent videos, and that was the pie crust in a jar. Now, pie crust in a jar are super, super easy. And as I said in the video, I use a lot of August Farm stuff to go in it, and then I vacuum seal it. Now, in the video, I didn't vacuum seal it only because I was using it to make the crust. The questions that I got is, how long do the Artisan Farm canned, powdered, freeze-dried stuff last after you've opened it? Well, on your jar, if it's unopened, it says 10 years, but a lot of the time it's longer than that. Opened is about a year. You want to use it up in a year once you have opened it. But what I like to do is, once I've opened it, I go ahead and I put it more in mason jars and I vacuum seal the top, because that brings it back to 10 years. So because I can't use a whole number 10 can of butter powder in a year, what I do is I separate it into pint jars, vacuum seal the lid with, of course, 4-jar lids. My link below if you want to get some 4-jar lids for the holiday season, because they're amazing. And I vacuum seal it, and then it gives another 10 years of shelf life. And I put that up in my canning room. Now, I've done that a lot with the cheese powder, the milk powder, the chocolate milk powder. One, because like the chocolate milk powder, I use a lot of, and I kind of measure it out to where if I have a half a pint full of the chocolate milk powder, I know that's what I add to a gallon pitcher to make a gallon of chocolate milk. Or I'm able to use it and make some hot cocoa, because it's very versatile on how you use it. But the butter powder is wonderful. I use it in a ton of my meal in a jar recipes, which I have some meal in a jar recipe videos coming out during the holiday season. So be sure you are subscribing so you know when that video comes out. And that kind of answered one of the other questions that I get a lot, is how long does the stuff in a jar last? About 10 years. If it's not messed up, or if you don't dent the lid, or you're pressing down on the lid and you don't hear that popping noise, then it probably could last longer. But one thing you want to do is you want to definitely check the seal of the lid when you vacuum seal your meals in a jar once a year, twice a year sometimes, just to make sure that nothing has messed up or powder has gotten around the side that prohibits the seal from sealing properly. But 10 years is the answer. And I did a fabulous video with my dear friend Alicia over at Country Mama Musings, and we talked about dehydrated and freeze-dried foods. And I'll leave that video in an index card right up here. Go check it out because she is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to that kind of stuff. So y'all, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it answered your questions on my videos. Be sure to watch back all of my Thanksgiving videos from my Thanksgiving 2021 and my Thanksgiving 2022. And I hope you and your family have a blessed and happy Thanksgiving. We will see you on our Black Friday video on Friday. So y'all, thanks for stopping by. Be blessed.
I'm coming home.